Alright guys, we're back with the Copart Suburban. If you watched the last video, you'll know that I had some battery issues with this. I ended up buying a brand new battery and putting it in here, and here it is a week later, and guess what? It's dead again. So we're going to investigate why it's dead, and we're going to fix it. Let's go. Okay, here it is. Brand new battery. It's a week old, maybe a week and a half. Will not start up. So let's go take a look at it. Okay, here it is, brand new battery. Look, it's nice and clean. I got my multimeter here set on DC volts, and it should read 12.5 or more. And we're looking at 11 volts DC, and this thing is brand new, so it definitely should be better than that. So let's jump start it and see where it's at when the engine is actually running. All right, so I hooked up my other Suburban, got it started up, so let's test it. 12.5 volts while it's running. Your alternator should charge it around 14. So that means this is not charging correctly. So what I want to do is, let's see if we can pin this in there so it stays, and then take off. Okay, 12.5 volts. We're going to take off part of the jumper cable. Oh, and it drops to 10. So that means that our alternator is dead. Our alternator is not charging at all. So we need to replace the alternator. All right, let's go ahead and get started taking this alternator out. Here it is, really easy to get to. It's on the front of the engine. Couldn't be in a better spot actually. So first things first, we're gonna disconnect the battery on the negative side underneath there. And for that, you need a 10 millimeter. All right, now that we got a battery disconnected, I'm gonna go ahead and take this plastic piece off. Just grab underneath it, pop it, and just kind of pull it out. Put that there. So let's go ahead and disconnect our two electrical wires here. I think this one, you pull the boot off. You have a nut there, so just take that nut off, disconnect that one, and then we'll be right. We got our electrical connections taken off. There's just a little clip there in the back that you kind of pull up and just pull it out. This one was a 10 millimeter there. And so next thing we want to do is take our belt off. So you have your tensioners right here. So you just loosen the tension by putting a 15 millimeter wrench on there and just pushing down, and it releases the tension, and then you can pull that. See how it's getting loose there? So you can just pull it right off after that. All right, we're almost done taking it out. Next thing is you got two 15 millimeter bolts right there. Just take those out, and I think that is it. All right, it's free now. It's wedged in there pretty good, so if you've never done this before, I recommend using some sort of a pry tool. I mean, you can use a big screwdriver or something like that, but you got a little bit of a pivot point there. You can just stick it in there and pry it like this, and then a little bit on the other side, because it's, like I said, it's in there pretty good. So now it's all free, and it weighs quite a bit. So we're gonna go get our new one. I'm taking this one to the parts store because they want a core charge. So to get around that charge, you just give them your old one, which is not worth anything to me anyways. So I'm gonna go trade this one in, get a new one, and then we'll be back to install. All right, here's a new one. The install is just as easy as taking it out. So we're just gonna put it back in its spot, put the two bolts in, put the belt over it, and then connect our two electrical connections, put the cover back on, plug the battery back in, And then that's it. So I'm gonna do all those things, and then we're gonna probably have to jump start it again, and then we're gonna measure the voltage one last time to make sure it's working right, and then we'll call this a job well done. Okay, so we jump started the engine. We got our multimeter set up here. So what I'm gonna do is it's gonna touch the negative side. 14.8, 14.7 is perfect. So we're not jumped anymore. So that's what we want to see when we have the alternator charging. So we fix our problem. The alternator is charging our battery back up, so our battery hopefully is fine. And that's it. Now, if you don't have a multimeter, most vehicles have a voltmeter in the car. So this one is not ideal for troubleshooting, but it is there. Now that I fixed it, you can see that it's 14 and some change, almost 15. So you can use that, but I would recommend buying a multimeter if you don't have one. They're very inexpensive and they're very handy to have. All right, guys, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.